Hello and welcome back to SLRF1 for the final round of a very echoey XX Jamham. For the final round of what has been a thoroughly enjoyable and an action-packed Division 2 season, where both championships have already been won, but there is still a lot to play for throughout the grid, as well as with the joint constructors, which is currently led by Renault, but they are only about 45 points or so ahead of Alfa Romeo, which is well, that's not a lot when we've got 3 races this weekend, as well as the fact that in this race the maximum points Renault could score is 26 due to the Division 3 champion Dark Xenon. He is reserving for the Renault team tonight, which means that he will not score any points in the joint constructors, which does open the door slightly for Alfa to try and close down that gap. But last time round then, we had Silly Bunny take his maiden win in SLR in, well, a rather underwhelming race for the championship, it has to be said, but not underwhelming in terms of action. There was a whole heap of action from start to finish. I've just noticed that Saucy O'Clock is not racing tonight, so even if the championship had gone on to this round, I don't think there would have been much you could do about it. But I am joined once again by Jam tonight. Hopefully he's sorted his echo out, and good evening to you, mate.
Good to be back once again. Unfortunately for the final time this season, but I'm sure we'll be back on the new game in only a short amount of time. I'm sure there'll be other things going on in and around SLR after this weekend's racing is concluded as well. But yeah, great to be back, like I said, once again for the final race of the season here for the 2.
Alright then. Abu Dhabi. It's a very Marmite track, is perhaps the best way to describe it. It's a very much love or hate track. I seem to get the impression anyway. It's one of those drivers I either seem to really enjoy driving it, really like the track, or they just sort of despise it really. I mean, in terms of on the game anyway, it's not exactly the kindest track in terms of the tyre wear and tyre temps, which does mean that it is a 2-stop strategy here tonight, whether that be softs, mediums, softs, mediums, softs, what have you. It does mean that it will most likely be a 2-stop for the drivers tonight. It's not always the easiest track to overtake, although having said that, it obviously does have the 2 very long straights. The final sector, however, is fairly single file, but you know, there are overtaking spots still, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a driver perhaps chance their luck going down the inside, perhaps into the hotel complex with that sort of triple apex right-hander. On board with check this out at the moment. He's the first driver out on track in the Williams, a driver who's definitely picked up some form towards the end of this season, and I'm sure he'll be looking to not only get a good result here tonight, but also take some good form into not only the new season, obviously the 5th season of SLR, I believe, but also take it onto the new game as well, obviously with F1 2020 coming out in just over a month's time.
Yeah, I think he's been quite unlucky in recent weeks. Obviously, he was right up there in USA, fighting for the win with Renger. But yeah, he's actually not scored any points so far in SLR as a full-time driver, which I was quite surprised about when I found that out earlier. But I'm just on board with we've not Zen at the moment. Obviously, as you touched on earlier, the free champion. I'm just gonna keep an eye on him. I think throughout the session, see how he can get on. Obviously, it's his first time in Tier 2, but I think the pace that he has shown throughout this season should suggest that he'll do just fine. As he's setting the early pace, as we have seen so many times this season, it's a 35 flat. That's a whole half a second ahead of Liam, who puts into P2. But yeah, we're starting to see the times coming in now, Harry.
Yeah, Zenon just coming across the line now. I followed him for the final sector or so. Goes 5th fastest at the moment, a 1:35.9. As you say, Beast, the early pace setter, as we've been saying so often throughout this season. 35 flat, a whole 5/10 ahead of anyone else. It really doesn't surprise you then, if you didn't already know, that he is the champion. Although he's just been rudely displaced there off the top spot by Jay Darnell, who for all his qualifying pace hasn't quite been able to transfer that into the races, more often than not through no fault of his own. But he does go P1. Crispy's also just slotted himself up into P2 as I was speaking. Good lap from him, 34.9, so a couple of drivers already into the 1:34s.
Yeah, I think early pace from a couple of these guys, good to see. Crispy and Darnell not had the greatest of luck in the last few races. I'm on board with Southerners. He's got quite a bit of traffic as he
Yeah, I'm
starts
on board with
the
him as well, mate.
third sector. Yeah, you've got the Ferrari of OMH just ahead, who I should think, yeah, he gets up the way nicely there. Did best he could really through that tight chicane section. That's going to be a real killer, I think, as well in this race. That's one area to look out for. Maybe some late overtakes, some off-track excursions potentially, and I'm sure drivers will be picking up warnings and penalties throughout that section during the race. So it's one of the real parts of the track, and one of the real parts of one of the real corners of the season where penalties are quite apparent.
Yeah, so Ranger. Yeah, and Ranger's just gone ahead of him as well, up into P4. Southerners definitely carrying some good form himself. So both the Williams boys actually carrying in some decent form here. I'd say Southerners perhaps slightly more positive than that of his teammate, however, with back-to-back podiums in USA and Brazil. So ever since he's picked up that full-time seat, he's really, well, not perhaps stepped it up as such, but he's really sort of shown why he should be in that full-time seat, obviously, with a couple of podium finishes.
Yeah, Williams
of a handful of drivers actually get set a lap.
Williams still an outside shot for the joint constructors as well. If they get a good result tonight, and I'd back Zen for a good result as well if he's driving tomorrow in Div 3. So I think if Czech and Southerners can get a good result tonight, then
oh no, we're all right.
Then yeah,
sorry,
a Zen and podium, a Zen win potentially tomorrow, and yeah, Williams could be sort of putting some pressure on come Sunday for that joint constructors. Obviously, we'll be keeping an eye out on that. That I think will be one of our main focuses. Obviously, as you said, both championships are won. But yeah, Darnell giving us a bit of a little heart attack. But of course, he's just he's obviously feeling confident and feeling comfortable, and I would agree with that.
Yeah, I just noticed the yellow flags out the corner of my eye, and sort of instantly the worst fears of someone perhaps crashing kind of came to mind. They were at the forefront of my thinking there, but thankfully it was just Darnell retiring in the pits, because obviously we don't want to see anyone retire from qualifying, let alone someone that could be right up there come Q3 and obviously put up a really good show for that pole position. I'm on board with Top Gunner at the moment in the Renault. He's going to be the only Renault that's actually able to score some points for them in the constructors, the joint constructors, tonight. And of course, Top Gunner himself still battling for that P4 in the championship.
Yeah,
11 winners as well, actually, Jam.
Really, that many?
In
Wow.
Division 2.
Yeah, I was gonna
It
say
just shows as well though how competitive a division it really is. 11 missing
he's
winners.
won the championship. I think he only won 3 of the races or something. Which I say only, but for a champion, that doesn't sound like a terribly huge amount. I was
You
just
tell
gonna
him,
say.
James.
Well, you know what I mean. Three race wins.
Yeah,
He's won the
I get
championship.
it. I get it.
That's not particularly common, is it? Especially in real life. But what was I going to say now? I was going to say, yeah, okay, of course, Zenon won't be getting any points for the constructors, but of course he can take points away from other drivers if he finished in the points. So I guess that's
Very
always
true.
an option. I've got OMH coming up to the line. He goes up into P12. We also missed Silly Bunny, last week's race winner, going up into 5th as well.
So we did, yeah.
We've got Merck supporting Williams in the chat. We've got Barlow saying, well played Callum McKeon for his name change. Yeah, of course, SLR McKeon now. No more Callum McKeon. We're seeing more of these boys changing their names to support the league as the weeks go on.
Yeah, it's really obviously really promising to see how obviously the community and the support that we've been getting obviously throughout the season. We have seen a whole host of name changes supporting SLR, and again we've got another one here tonight, so that's always nice to see. We've got 3 drivers then yet to set a lap, those being Jocko, Bean and Ican. Bean was just on a lap but unfortunately invalidated it at the penultimate corner, but it did seem like a good lap up until then, so I don't think Bean should be too concerned with the pace. I'll stay on board with Jocko then, as he is on an outlap.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Seen him. Wow, well held, Mr. Jocko, but that was very scary. Locking up then into that. It's quite a difficult corner because you're sort of steering into it. It's kind of the final apex of the triple apex right-hander there, and he's just sort of slid the back end round, and he's done very well to hold it, it has to be said, but I'm sure that wasn't the intentions or perhaps the most ideal way for Jocko to be starting a lap, and in fact he's decided better of it and is pulling into the pits. Bean and Ican as well, both still in the pits. Have we got anyone else on a lap? Is this Mercedes on a lap?
Yes,
I think it is.
It is.
Across the line, P12 for MRC. I don't want to butcher his name, to be honest.
MRC Arlia.
Yeah.
That's the one, I guess. Also, apparently, Callum
McKeon
is actually Callum McEwen. I hope I'm saying that right. We've just been told that's how you actually pronounce it. So all this time we've been butchering his name. So apologies for that. We'll try our best to sort that one out. I've got Dog Zen on a lap again, Harry. Seeing if he can improve and get himself in a more comfortable position come the end of this first session.
Got a bit of traffic as well actually coming up, so hopefully that doesn't cause him too much of a problem.
Might pick it down nicely
before the chicane. Gets a pretty nice exit out of it, perhaps just over rotating slightly off the curb.
Oh yeah, we missed Rocco at the time. Freeman reckons he might have crashed into the pits. I'd say that's probably a decent suggestion, seeing as I did see him around the pit lane not too long ago.
Zenon was slightly down through the middle sector and he just made a little bit of a mistake there, so I'm not sure if he's going to improve on his lap time. It might be more sensible in fact to pit and get on a fresh set of tyres, because he is in a little bit of trouble at the moment, given that he is in P14 with 3 drivers yet to set a lap.
I think
Jocko and Bean both on outlaps. Bean actually just about to start one, so we'll stay on board with the Haas driver here as he aims to get himself out of that bottom 4, as it will be this week with us having 19 drivers today.
Still a pretty solid turnout for the end of the season, isn't it? 19 drivers.
Mm,
To think,
definitely.
to think quite a number of these as well have been here for the whole season. I'm pretty sure Crispy, Beast, Ranger, uh, SLR, McEwen, Top Gun, Liam, OMH,
Predators.
Predators, Jocko, Dean, and iCallum have all been here since the start of the season in one way or another. I'm not sure if all of them were necessarily racing in this division or racing at all, but yeah, quite a lot of drivers sticking with us throughout the season, which is great to see, and also great to see lots of additions. It has looked quite tight from teams so far, though, going back to the racing. I don't know what you've made of it, Harry. I'm sure you'll be keeping a close eye, having, I'm sure we mention every week, being a fellow Haas driver.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if we still mathematically have a chance of the joint constructors.
I
Would
think
be
everyone
somewhat
down to like
surprised.
Red Bull in 7th still have somewhat of a chance, because the max you can get is like 132 points.
Alright.
I think there's an outside chance for almost every team, but
That's alright. And Bean crossed the line, puts himself P13 as well then. There is a racing point off the track.
that's
That's Callum. So
yeah, I'm not quite sure why he's gone out again, to be honest. I should.
oh, we've got a Torossa now as well. Callum has just lost it, but he's gonna have to get a bit of a move on here in order to get round for a lap.
Monkey comes to the line. Sorry, Harry. Goes second. Great lap from Monkey, the Dutch driver.
Yeah, very nice.
P2. That's him comfortably through.
It says Jocko's on an outlap, but he was on an outlap before, although he's in no ERS, so maybe he's made a bit of a mistake. Predators is on an outlap as well. Who else? Mate is just about to start one, and he is in a pretty precarious position. Southern as well in the pits.
Unless he just set his time. Yeah, he just set his time.
He had just set.
I think he's coming around for another one. Callum obviously doesn't feel as though he's safe in P7. I guess it isn't the biggest of margins down to P15, 5/10, but I think he could probably risk staying in just straight through. But okay, I think that is what he's going to do. I've called that one perfectly. Have we got any?
Maybe he's listening.
Yeah, OMH is on the lap. He's the first one.
Yeah, I'm on board with OMH. He is he was half a tenth up, I believe, through the first sector. Always ran slightly wide there and lost the back end.
That could be crucial. That could be him out.
I think that will be his qualifying over. As Liam's also retired in the pits.
I think Zenon will be next
bit of a little mistake then. Putting the power down on the curb. And it has left OMH in a pretty precarious position then. Zenon is just over 2/10 up as he comes into the final sector. Seems to be struggling perhaps a little bit with the rear end through that chicane. I wonder if that's due to the set of OMH nearly takes Zenon out, coming back onto the track. I think he's trying his best to stay out of the way. Zenon runs a bit wide there, just about keeps it on the track, rounds the final corner. Is it gonna be enough to put him safer than he was? It's P12 for him. Predators cross the line, can't improve, so he's gonna be out, which is not ideal for his battle for 4th in the championship. iCallum is up, but that's not surprising considering he had set a 2-minute 1. Jocko is also on a lap at the moment. He's slightly further ahead than Callum. A little bit of a lock up there, but it's nothing too bad. Bean crosses the line. Does improve. So then Jocko around the final corner. Is Jocko going to be through? P15. It's going to be close. Can iCallum knock him out? Let's see. No, he can't. So Jocko just scrapes through at the expense there of OMH. Rockamad, who seemingly crashed, is also out, along with Predators in the Red Bull. Zena then on his Division 2 debut is through, as well as we've got the usual suspects in the top 10. I will be back in a second.
Then we've got Darnell topping the timing sheets, as we've seen a fair few times this season. Monkey in second, and Crispy mixed at the top three. And unfortunately, those being knocked out were OMH, Rockmad, Predators, and iCallum.
Alright. It'll be interesting to see then what tyre strategy these guys opt for. I think generally you want to be looking at 2 sets of mediums. The softs, in terms of temperatures, you really tend to struggle here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some drivers here opting to start on the medium compound tyre. Although having said that, it may actually be better to start on the softs and get that soft stint out of the way as soon as possible. And as we see every week, both the Alphas are the first 2 cars out on track, and both on the softs. Are you still there, James?
I think so. I've tried
Yes.
sorting out my mics. Apparently it was crackly. I don't really know what else I can do. So
I think the
apologies for that.
the co-coms always just is. It's just an issue that happens with the party, unfortunately. If it's more crackly than normal, then I don't know. But generally, it does tend to sort of be a bit crackly, and there's not a lot that can be done. Let's bring the tyres up. Only 4 drivers currently on the mediums. They are Dark Zenon, City Bunny, UK Beast Assassin, and Crispy. And in fact, everyone bar Monkey is out on the track. Yellow flag set to 3, but I think that's just Ranga getting out of the way for a few guys. Despite being first out of the pits, he's not going to be first to start a lap. That will be his teammate Jade Arnell, who is just crossing the line now to start a flying lap. Oh,
something's gone on in the back.
SLR McEwen's got a 5-place grid penalty.
Got a collision with Jocko somewhere. I didn't quite catch it when I flicked over to it. I can't really see what's happened.
Could you perhaps check the race director and see if
Callum's
Jocko's been given
going into the pits, so I think Callum got damage from it. I think Jocko did as well, because both are going into the pits.
Did Jocko get a penalty for it? Or?
No, just Callum. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. We'll try and find out. Anyway, Darnell, who was our early pace setter in Q1, he's in the middle of his first flying lap with Q2. Takes a lovely line through that left-hander Close it down nicely into this tight technical section at the end of the lap. Want to be careful for that outside barrier because it's so easy to go in a bit too hot and clip it. It's like a nice lap so far. They can darn out. They'll come up to the line to start off first. The representative time of the session is 35 per lap. I can't remember what he did in Q1.
34.7
34.7, yeah, so
it's a little way off.
Yeah, slower than Q1.
Crispy's invalidated and pitted on the mediums. Liam's just about to cross the line as Ranga goes quickest.
34.7, I think that's probably him for already.
Into P3.
Check with 35.4. Into P3, so good luck from him. Beast on the mediums with a 35.5, that puts him in P4. He might get through something on the mediums here, Beast, if he can play his cards right, hook up another good lap, and hopefully for his sake, a few mistakes from the others. Anyone else on a lap that we can see? Silvergunner goes into P8. He's only 4 tenths off Beast though, on the same tyres. Tolkien at P5 for Renault. A solid lap from him.
No one else is on a lap. They're either in the pits or on out laps. Choco's out again, as is Callum. He's back out. So after their little incident, they are both back out on track. Hello.
Right, try.
Sounded like you're on an air. You sound like you're on an aeroplane, mate.
Oh, well, I've changed my mic to see if the crackling stops. Hopefully this at least stops the crackling.
Where are the emergency exits?
On to your left, on to your right, straight to the back.
Great.
Accent can't wait for the Alpha Bowl. I'll bring them. I push. Don't tell them that. We've got Callum McEwen coming up to the line then. Obviously he had an early instant. He has a 5-place grid penalty, but we'll see what he can do either way. It's the 34.6. We could be seeing him on pole, even with a grid penalty.
Wow. The grid penalty won't affect his qualifying lap. So we'll see him on pole, and then he'll have the grid penalty.
The crackling sustained apparently, so it's unfortunately not to the mic.
It must just be the party. I don't know what else it could be. Crispy's on a lap whilst we're sorting that out. As Rango ties in the pits. So yeah, everyone now is on the softs, or aiming to start on the softs at least. So it seems as though they're opting to go for the soft stint at the start of the race. I mean, obviously with the chance of a safety car as well, it does mean that perhaps we will see, well, maybe some strategy changes midway through the race. Crispy crossed the line though, and it's an invalidated. No, it's not. It's just a bit of a laggy 34.6. Puts himself up into second place. Zenon's on a lap but has invalidated it. I'll go on board with the McLaren of Monkey then, who was P2 I believe in Q1, so he's clearly got some very good pace here tonight. Slows it down very nicely there for the chicane. Runs slightly wide though on the exit. That might hamper his run down this next straight. Takes that chicane very nicely though. Car looks very stable through there.
Unfortunately, he still hasn't set a valid lap yet.
This is looking really tidy from Monkey at the moment. Just a little mistake in that middle sector. Other than that, it's been a very good lap. What's it going to be then as he comes up to the line? 35.1. Nice. Goes P6. Jocko as well has gone P4. Don't know if we'd noticed that, but Jocko then up into P4 after struggling somewhat to get out of Q1. Bunny and Bean, both the Hasses are on a lap, as is Southerners in the Williams.
I'm watching
the 12th, 13th and 14th at the moment.
Top Gunner is 2.5 tenths up through the second sector, so it's looking like a nice lap from him. How are we getting on behind?
I'm on board with Southerners at the moment. Bunny was slightly down in the first sector.
Even was slightly down through sector
2.5 tenths up now though. Bunny's 2.5 tenths up through the middle sector.
But we're going to come up to the line first though, and he get himself to safety. It's a 34.9. That's a good lap from him. That should be good.
Very nice.
Should be good enough.
Southerners crosses it next, and he's definitely in a good position, but it's so close. Wow, look at that. Fifth.
Bean's going again.
Seventh.
Bean's messed up some more.
4 thousandths between 5th, 6th and 7th. Bunny is coming across the line now. He goes P10. He gains 7 tenths, but it's only P10.
Yeah, that might not be safe. So apparently Jocko hit the back of Callum, and then Callum got a penalty for it when he was in the middle of the corner, and they were both on an outlap. Apparently it wasn't. Apparently it wasn't a very good penalty, as in it shouldn't have been one. But obviously we haven't seen it, so that's just the information we've been told. Freeman saying it's super close. Got to agree with that. Yeah, wow. P5 to P10, 2 tenths. So, yeah, very close. I think Bunny's going to have to go again. I think he's got enough fuel to do so as well.
I think they'll definitely have to go again, considering Beast is, well, he's yet to settle up on the softs, although he is still in the pits at the moment. Zenon's just coming through to start a lap. Hopefully he can get something on the board at least.
Bean's up again, Harry. He's running low on ERS, but he's up on his lap.
Not sure it will be enough though at the moment. He's going to have to find a lot of time in this final sector if he wants to get into the top 10 here. Darnell retires as well in P6.
Could be a little risky, that.
Being across the line, goes P11. It's not quite enough, and I think Bean will be out here unless he's got something left. Beast and Czech both on outlaps. Zenon is on a lap at the moment, so we'll stay on board with him.
57.5. I'm not sure how that compares to others. The fastest time through there is...
We've got a Hassoff in sector 1 as well, James. No, I'm not sure who that is. Monkey as well retires in the pit.
That's Silly Bunny. Silly Bunny's binned it. So he won't be getting any better than P10.
Has he got damage then, is that?
Well, he's just gone. He's not going to have time to get around.
Oh, right. Zenon crossed the line, sorry.
Goes
P17, so he sets a valid lap, but it's not enough to move him off of P15. Liam's just about to start a lap. Czech is on a lap, and he's nearly 10.5 up through sector 1.
Even
if he can keep that sort of gain up through the next couple of sectors. Czech, if he can keep that sort of gain up, he will be looking at around about the P5 position. He's actually getting a toe off the Haas of Silly Bunny.
That could knock Silly Bunny out of qualifying, so I'm not quite sure.
Interesting tactic.
Beans in the pit, so Beans not improving. Both the Hasses are staying exactly where they are. Czech's slightly up, even
moving further down the grid. Czech's actually lost time then through the middle sector, as you say, despite having that toe.
Maybe got a better toe before. Liam's not going to improve either. He's cruising down the back straight. Unfortunately for him, I think Zenon's a long way down as well. So I think it's only Beast and Czech that can improve.
Yeah. So Czech coming up to the line. He goes P3, wow. So Czech found a whole 6/10 in that final sector and puts himself P3, which does knock Silly Bunny out.
He's half a second up through the second sector as well. Harris says he's going to comfortably through if he can just keep it clean for this last sector.
Likely to move up into the top 10.
Played it safe out there. He's left it late, but it's going to be good enough, I should think, from Beast.
Doesn't even perhaps need to push it as much as he could do through these final couple of corners. Just make sure he gets the lap time.
Yeah,
and there you go, P3, but it is so close at the top. It's another 34.6 then. Another racing point into the 34.6s. And that is your top 10. Flipping heck. Right then. Can we get some predictions for Powell? I'm going with Crispy. I say Crispy every week, but he's going to do it one day. So I'll go with Crispy again.
I think it'll be... I'm going to go with Beast, the championship leader.
The problem is, right, I'm going to have to keep...
His grid penalties obviously going to mean he's not on pole.
I'm going to have to keep going with Crispy though, because the one time I don't is when he gets pole. So I'm just going to have to keep going with Crispy. That's the way I see it anyway.
Yeah, from my point of view, and I'm sure from the rest of the Renault boys' point of view, we'd rather not see an Alpha on pole. But of course, I'm going to be completely unbiased in the commentary, because of course there's nothing I can do about this. I think
top 10, James, separated by less than 5/10.
Yeah, Ranglin Darnell showing good pace as well in the Alphas. Of course, that'll be a strong sign for them for their joint constructors bid. Max is saying Southern's on pole, showing support for his Williams driver, his fellow Williams driver, I should say. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go with Beast, your future champion, of course. Freeman says Ranga. I think the problem for Ranga could be even if he gets it high up on the grid. Of course, I know he's on the controller, so I think he'll struggle throughout the race with tyre temps.
Well, that's all Crispy as well then.
Yeah, of course.
Going by that.
Smoke saying Alpha 1-2.
Your worst nightmare.
Matt's supporting both the Williams boys. I'll be keeping an eye on Top Gunner, but I'd like to see him up there, obviously. we've got Beast. Not the first one out on track. Sorry, I missed Crispy, who is
Crispy's
a long way ahead of the rest. Is that a sign of things to come? Do you know what? I feel like if we're ever going to see a toe from the Alpha Boys, this will be the race for them to do it. But we say this every week when we see them coming out the pits together, and it never happens. But I feel like if it is ever going to happen, it'll be in this one. That's a safe bet from OMH, that is. He says there's going to be one of these 10 on pole. I think that's fair enough.
It does seem slightly strange, as you say, that both the Alphas seemingly coordinate coming out of the pits at the same time every week, and yet have never given a cut.
Surely we're going to see it today. If they can get each other as high up the grid as possible by giving them a toe, then that's going to help them massively.
You'd think. I think they're both on controller as well, so.
I think Bono's on wheel, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
So I remember going back to Singapore, I think it was, when he disconnected and rejoined and then ended up crashing because his wheel wasn't connected. Right, we'll switch our attention to Crispy then, who'll be the first one to a lap time in this final Q3 session of the Q2 season. As long as he didn't invalidate, of course, which I might have just jinxed. He took a big chunk out of that inside.
Nah, he's good.
Wow, really? Wow, that looked sure like it was an invalid line.
Pro lines, mate.
Yeah, I think he got away with that one a little bit too, yeah. Mike reckons it'll be calm on pole, but it'll drop down obviously because of that unfortunate grid penalty that he's been given. Yeah, Christie looking good through the middle sector. 56.8 there. I think that's quicker than what Callum did in Q2.
Well, of course, Crispy himself wasn't too far off. He was in P2 in that second qualifying session. He just seems to have some very strong pace here. So perhaps this will be the week where Crispy can get that pole position, but I don't want to speak too soon. But here he goes, and around the final corner, 34.5.
That's a good time.
What is a good lap here? I genuinely...
I think a low 34 from one of these boys would be a great time. As I've just said that, these were a 34.3. That's an exceptional lap time.
Been hiding that, I think. Who else? Who's next? It is Ranga who goes up to P3. So here we go then, all the lap times are coming out now then. We've got a whole host of drivers into the 34s. Check this out. Puts himself P5 with a 35.4. Monkey's invalidated. Southerners is on a lap though. He's coming round the penultimate corner. Now the final turn. Where's he gonna be? 34.8, but it's only good enough for P5.
Top Gooner as well, Harry.
Wow.
34.8. A lap in his first run.
P5, Top Gooner 35.2, puts himself P6.
I think that lap from P6, it could be beaten later on, but I think at the start of the session especially, that just shows why he's champion. That's a great time. I think I've said this before about him this season, but I think that's the sort of lap that would be a pretty respectable time in Div 1 as well. I think the pole time for Div 1 last season was a 33.7 from Freeman, so if he can shave a couple more temps off that, then it will be a very good lap.
Have we got anyone on?
Arno's coming out again. I think he'll be the only one that's actually
We'll
doing the lap.
stick with him then.
Yeah, Czech's not pushing. Top Goon's not pushing. Silver's not pushing. Ranker's coming into pits. Could he get out in time to potentially give Darnell a toe down the back straight? I'm waiting for it. I've been waiting all season for it. After a Mayo toe. It's the best givers one.
It would seem perhaps slightly strange though to give a toe, considering they're not particularly fighting for anything.
Of course they're fighting for something. They're fighting for their drunk constructors.
Oh yeah, I guess. But I mean, if they were fighting for like the drivers or something, then perhaps one would give the toe to the other. But in terms of sort of, there's not a massive need, perhaps, to get up there as much as there would be if there was a more personal prize at stake.
I'm sure they'll all be taking it pretty seriously. I think it's one of those things that everyone wants to win to some degree. I think as a team, as a collective throughout the respective divisions, I think the Drunk Constructors is a great sort of show of collective. What am I trying to say? I just think it's a
Collective ability.
Collective ability. Yeah, I think it's just a good indication of how everyone performs as a team and how everyone works together. Because of course, it's not about one driver. It's not about one division. It's about all 6 drivers from the same team through all 3 divisions, doing as best they can, getting as many points as they can. I think now that pretty much all the championships are settled, I think it is everyone apart from the Div 1 championship. I think now that everything's settled, really, I think that's got to be a main focus for pretty much everyone's still got a chance.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Father says he's doing the Stephen Hawking comms, that'd be me, Jam. I've tried everything in my power. I've tried switching controllers, leaving the party, changing my microphone, and it still sounds like this, so apologies for that, but there's not anything I can do about it, unfortunately. As Darnell sets a 34.5, that's a good lap from him. He took the moment.
One and only lap as well, though.
Yeah, I don't think he'll go again.
Monkey,
yeah, he's not got the fuel to go again. That's his session either.
Crispy's on that lap as well.
Anyone on a lap? Anyone starting a lap? We've got Callum starting a lap now. If you want to have a quick look at him,
yeah, I'll get on board with him.
Time.
Do you want to take us through it?
I'll try my best. So you want to brake just before the 50-metre board for that first corner. Careful on these 2 curbs on the inside for this fast left right. That right one, especially if you touch too much of that, you can be a passenger. Braking just at the start of that curve on the right hand side down into this little chicane. Now you want to get it slowed down as nice as possible as we head onto the back straight. I believe before the introduction of Baku, this was the longest straight in F1, although China could be up there as well, but I'm not too sure on that one. On the brake about the 100-metre board at the end of the straight for another chicane and then another relatively long straight. It's looked good so far from Callum, but he's backed off, which I'm kind of surprised about because it was looking like a tidy lap.
Anyone else? Monkey, I believe, is on one through the middle sector.
We'll switch our focus to Monkey then, who's timed that nicely for me to carry on the lap.
Yeah, this is going to be Monkey's one only lap as
Yeah,
well.
want to be careful and validating through those chicanes down on the exit. But it's looking good for Monkey. He's riding the curbs nicely to try and maximise the lap time. This is a very tricky braking zone. If you're running too deep, it can be detrimental to your lap.
Nice change of direction though.
Yeah, he's hooked this up really nicely. Monkey's looked quick throughout qualifying so far, so we'll see what he can do. Got one more corner to tackle, and he tackles it nicely, gets on the power nice and early, and up to the line. It's a 34.8 for Monkey. It's only P7. I should think he'll be a tad disappointed with that, because he's looked good so far this season.
Oh, Crispy, that's got to be invalid. Just switched to Crispy, who was up in the middle sector, but he's just invalidated it in the middle sector, unfortunately.
So getting down through
I think
sector
he
1.
might
I've not
be trying to go again. You know what? I'll go on board with Beast, our Division 2 champion. We'll give him a lap in the limelight of the stream here. See if he can better that 34.3.
Callum's going again. He's a 10th up. He's gone purple through the middle, so it's looking good for Callum.
It's looking good until he sees that Beast is also half a 10th up through the first sector.
HC is going to need to drive a day worth of performance to get any points. I think if he did get points, that would definitely be worthy of driving the day. Callum Keane, I think, made a little mistake coming into the penultimate corner. He's hooked at the final corner nicely though. Up to the line, it's a 34.6. He's going to be starting 10th though, unfortunately, with his grid penalty. So that's a real shame for him.
Worst position probably to be starting as well. Beast nearly 2 tenths up though through the middle sector.
8th, not a big enough improvement for him, unfortunately. Check this out, up to the line. He's on the quick one. Goes P6. Thumbs up as well,
which will be P5 of course.
Monkey is not going to improve, although he had just set of that. Jocko on one as well. We've got Ranga coming up to the line, I think that is. Stays P4, but it's still 34.5 from him, which is a great lap time.
I think it's going to be pole for Beast. Crosses the line. Big improvement. 34 flat. So I think it's only going to be Crispy. Crispy's down and invalidated, so it won't be Crispy for pole this week. Jocko goes P9 right at the death there, but it is going to be pole for the newly crowned champion.
And that just shows why he's champion, really, I think, doesn't it? He's half a second ahead of Darnell.
Yeah,
that's a great lap time. Strong showing from Alpha as well, 2nd and 4th, as we've seen quite a lot recently. They've got the pace and quality, but it's not quite worked out for them. But I'm sure for their sake they'll be hoping for a good one. Bless you.
Alright then. And for the final time this season then, your top 10. Oh, UK Beast Assassin on pole with Jade Arnell in 2nd, Crispy P3 on the grid, Oranga is 4th, SLR McEwen is P5, but he does have that 5th place grid penalty, which will put him down to P10. 6th, check this out, but he'll be promoted up to P5, 7 Southerners, but he'll be promoted up to P6. Good showing from both the Williams drivers, both the McLarens as well. P7 and P8 for them respectively, Monkey and Jocko, and then Top Gooner rounds out the top 10, but he will be promoted up to P9.
Yeah, this is where we find out that Callum McEwen's 5th place grid penalty is actually, he's going to get that lovely glitch and give him 10. Yeah, here we go.
Me in Mexico. 1 like equals 1 position lost on the grid. But we are going to have the 5-minute break. I'll keep the race director up for a few minutes just to see if anyone outside of the top 10 does decide to start on different tyre compound.
He's put him in the
And
right position.
we'll be back in a few minutes.
Well, I'll say it's the right position, but apparently the penalty wasn't really deserved. But I mean, either way, the game's not done over there as much as it could have done. We've got a few already selecting mediums. I fancy a medium soft strategy potentially. Although I think if there was an early safety car, you could probably stretch 2 sets of mediums for race distance. I've forgotten how many laps it is. I think it's about 27 laps. Or there might be more than that. I really should know because I had a race the other day. Can anyone help me out with how many laps it is? I think it's 27. But yeah, as I was saying anyway, I think early 28 laps. Alright. Cheers, Mitsuki. So yeah, early safety car. 2 sets of mediums to the end, I think, would be the best strategy if you were starting on the softs. We only have 2 now on the mediums. Being changing his mind. This is going mediums. Obviously, the softs, the tyre temps, and just the general wear. I know from my experience on the Wednesday race, got to about 35%, and they were just horrible to drive with. So I wonder if we'll see some early pit stops, regardless of safety cars or incidents, because the tyre wear is just horrible around here. Forgot to mention, of course, but now would be a good time to get some of your votes in for who you think's gonna win, who you think's gonna get on the podium. I think a strong bet from that quali would be Beast, half a second ahead of Darno, of course. Whole time was a 34th lap from Beast, half a second ahead of Darno. The man's a machine. I think Beast for the win is a solid bet. If I was a betting man.
Right. What's the state of play?
There's not as many on mediums at the moment as I thought there would be.
Just the 3 at the moment, yeah. But we'll have to see. I just assume we're going to be starting in a minute or so.
Alright, Harry, what's your top 3 prediction? I think I'm going to go with Beast first, Darnell second, and I'm going to put Monkey in third. There,
Beast, and Beast. I'm going to, Beast for the win. Oh, you know what? I might just stick with the top 3 as it is. Hello, Mr. Jocko.
Is everything alright?
Good question.
I'm not
Alright.
quite sure that was that.
Neither.
He's in the race, so I'm not seeing any problems there.
Just wanted to say hello without saying it.
Yeah. Bit strange, but there we go. Right, so for the final time this season in Division 2, we are about to go racing. Championship winner, champion-elect, UK Beast Assassin is on pole. We've got Darnell second, Crispy in third, Ranger in fourth. Good showing from the Alpha Boys as they look to try and overtake Renault for this Joint Constructors Championship. Check this out in fifth and Southerns in sixth. A great result for the Williams boys. They'll be looking for some solid points because they are still an outside bet for the Joint Constructors. Monkey and Jocko seventh and eighth for McLaren. A strong showing from them. We've got Top Goon in ninth. Obviously he's driving for Renault. He's the only Renault driver here who will be able to score points for them in the Joint Constructors. Callum Kewan, he starts 10th. Got that grid penalty, unfortunately for him, that dropped him down 5 positions. MRC Arlia in 11th. Got Silly Bunny 12th and Bean 13th for Haas. I'd say a slightly disappointing session, especially for Bunny, who was, of course, last week's race winner. We've got Liam in 14th for Ferrari. We've got Zen in a Ferrari sandwich in 15th with Div 3 champion. He'll be looking for a strong result in his first ever race in Div 2. OMH in 16th, disappointing quali for him. Rocketman is 17th. Predators, Mr. Consistent as he's been dubbed. In 18th, he'll be one to keep an eye on because he always has a solid race. No penalties is usually what you can expect from him. And Icon rounding out the grid for the final time in Div 2. I believe it's also going to be his final race in the second division.
Who's that, sorry?
Icon.
Well, with obviously the shuffling around going on next season, there will be some drivers obviously moving up.
I believe he's becoming head admin
down, some
the new division. The new Division 2, which will of course be the third division. He's just hit the back of Predators, having said that. Unfortunately for him, but either way, Harry, I'll let you get us away for the final time in Division 2 this season.
You see, I would, but for the camera angle. All right, we'll go with this one. I can't actually see any lights. Oh, here we go. 3 red lights, and it's 3 red lights. Here we go. Good start from Darnell, and he's going to get the lead here already.
And Ranger, both Alphas moving
as well. Oh, but Beast just gets Darnell as he went in a little deep into turn 1. I don't know if you could keep an eye on what's going on behind, but at the moment then, both the Alphas making good starts. Got to be a C. That is
gone. He's got no wing. It all looks really clean until then. I'm not quite sure what happened. I didn't catch it. I've noticed Zen losing a couple of positions off the start. OMH moving up 1. But apart from that, it's
Bar Ranger getting past Crispy. The top 10s remain the same.
Yeah, Darnell got passed by Beast. I missed that.
Yeah, Beast. Darnell went slightly deep into turn 1. And Beast got a bit of a switchback done.
Either way, a great start from the Alpha Boys. Second and third. That'll be a great haul of points for them. Much needed as well in their bid for the Joint Constructors. I'm sure you're getting
alright. Don't get ahead of yourself, mate. It's only lap 1. Don't want you jinxing anything, do we?
I'd rather they didn't, but
don't want you jinxing anything here.
The unbiased professional in me.
Are we about to go green yet? We are about to go green, as Darnell had a little look at the inside of Beast.
H has been caught napping by Zenon as well. Harry Zenon moving back up in 15th. Rockman going on the inside as well
to Rockman.
Oh, he's fought him back though, and then Predators getting involved, sliding at the inside. Good move from him. Yeah, I tell him, of course, with no wing in the back, he'll just be hoping to get back to that pit lane as soon as possible.
Rockman dives at the inside of Predators, completely misses his braking point and has to do a bit of a 360 to get out of that, and I think he hit the wall in the process. I kind of will have to pit as he has got no front wing.
Not really many position changes.
Not yet, but it does look like it's about to get quite tasty up near the front. If I can get over to him. Ranger's got Crispy right on the back of him here by the looks of things.
Southern is close to Crispy as well, and check this out. and Joppa, they're all in a bit of a
We've
trade.
got yellow flag
Instant
set
cover
to
back.
1. Bean's gone off at the right hand up.
I think he's probably just lost it on the curve.
That'd probably be the most plausible explanation.
Check this out on the back of Southerners. Teammates here in the Williams. Thinks better of it. Smart decision from Czech. Yeah, Crispy, I think we'll be looking to line up a move on Ranga fairly soon with the introduction of DRS. Of course, next lap that could definitely help him. Ranga already losing the DRS to Darnell. Biggest gain so far is only 2 positions, that's Predators. Biggest loss has been, of course, down 4 after we just saw him spin. But yeah, you touched on
Top Gooner's got a bit of a train behind him, James.
It's not a great track for overtaking. Yeah.
Top Gooner's got
he's got damage
all over the back of him.
He's struggling.
There's a bit of a train formed behind him.
He looks
I'm sure these guys would like to clear him as soon as possible, given his current speed, although he does seem to have picked it up again, so I wonder if he's just made a bit of a mistake perhaps.
He's just
DRS is now enabled, so this might give
got a lot of
Crispy a good chance to make an overtake though.
Ranga's got back into Darnell's DRS. I wonder if Darnell's maybe just slowed down a tad to help him to do that.
Play the team game, I guess. I mean, maybe he doesn't feel that he's going to be quite fast enough to challenge for the win.
Yeah, maybe he just spent the first lap or so seeing if he could keep up with Beast, and when he realised that
so here we go then. Crispy has a little look, but he thinks better of it. He was quite late to activate the DRS as well. Mercedes driver, so I wonder if perhaps he wasn't intending on going for a move anyway. And we've got yellow flags. Icon has crashed, I think. Is that going to be a safety car? Yes, it is. So that gives anyone a soft free chance to pit if they so wish.
That's not the way he would have wanted to end this last race in P2.
Where's the tyres? Here we are. Tyres. That's what we're working with. If I were on the softs, I would be pitting.
Which give you on mediums?
I think you've got to stay out. Perhaps
Yeah,
turn it into a one-stop, mediums to hards. I don't know.
Well, you could probably take hards to the end.
Maybe, yeah, I guess.
We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, as you said, if I was on softs, I'd definitely be
Beast pits, Darnell pits, Ranga's backing off a lot. I don't know whether this is allowed, but he's really slowing it down, obviously, to try and get a bit of a gap to his
Czech doing the same. Monkey's not doing the same, but he's going to get held up in the pits. Rockman's got a penalty drive-through for speeding in the safety car.
Giving a drive-through. Beast goes on to mediums.
Just hit the back of Jocko in the pits.
So Crispy's getting held up so much. Oh my god, the whole field is going to pass Crispy before he's going to be allowed to exit the pit lane. Oh, now the Ferraris are stacking. Oh no, Crispy. That is absolutely awful. Top Gooner is pitted for the hards, so I wonder if he's going to try and take them to the end. Oh, you've got to feel for Crispy. Practically the whole field had passed him before he managed to pit.
That just sums up his season, really, I think, on the whole. Just not getting any look.
He's gone from P4 down to P12. Only 2 drivers stayed out, both of which are obviously starting on those medium compound tyres. I think now it will be a medium kind of race to the end.
This is exactly what I said earlier at the start of the stream. Sorry, not at the start of the stream, in the little interlude, the 5-minute break. I said early safety car, mediums to the end is the best shout, and yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
Although, Top Gooner on the hards up in P7, you never know if he can take them to the end. Could be on for a very good result here.
I wouldn't be complaining if that happened. think he might struggle with it, to be honest. I'm not sure how good the hards will be. I mean, he'll be slower at the end, of course, but I guess he has the possibility now to go hards to softs at the end if there is a safety car or something like that that can help him out.
Yeah, definitely. Safety car stays out another lap, so I'd imagine most likely it will come in at the end of this lap here, given that the whole field is already back together. Ranger actually didn't lose out anything behind the safety car there. I think he was definitely helped by the fact that he backed off quite a bit before pitting. As well as perhaps the fact that everyone else was tripping up over each other in the pit lane. And someone has just dropped right to the back of the field.
Silly quite a few.
Bunny in the Haas just lost 4 or 5 positions there. I'm not quite sure what that's about.
Maybe just a penalty for collision with Monkey.
It's all kicking off a bit. It'll be interesting to see then how quickly the leaders can get past a couple of guys ahead of them. I won't give it too long until Beast is back up into the lead, as the safety car is coming in this lap. Of course, the fresh tyres for a start will be a big help, as well as I'd say the pace advantage that Beast seemingly has over not just the 2 drivers ahead of him, but the whole field seemingly. But we'll see how this goes. Obviously, if he gets a bit of damage or something, it might not be as easy.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But if the Alpha's still behind him, then it's Southerners in the Williams up into net P4 it will be, or P6 at the moment. So then, here we go. The action about to resume.
Beast already looking for a way past Predators.
Yeah, right on the gearbox, sorry, of the Red Bull. I wonder if he's going to perhaps try and move down the back straight. It's not particularly anywhere in this first sector to make a move, although it does seem like Predators has got some very good speed through turns 2 and 3. So perhaps it won't be as straightforward as Beast would hope.
It's like a clean restart from everyone.
Yeah, I don't think there's really been any position changes by the looks of things.
Not that I've noticed. No.
Beast is close to the back of Predators, but not gaining a considerable amount of time here, and in fact not close enough to make a move just yet.
I think he's just going to have to be patient, bide his time, wait for the DRS, or wait for Predators to make a mistake. No point risking it getting damage. And
no, but make a mistake is something that Predators doesn't seem to do too often, given that he is, of course, been dubbed Mr. Consistent here in Division 2, as Liam has just picked up a time penalty. Beast seemed to be curb hopping a little bit, so I wonder if he got a warning there as well.
Right, Darnell got really close to the back of Beast in the braking. We're not really seeing any position changes. I might have missed one,
Top
but
Goon
it
is
doesn't matter.
just about staying with Southern,
Oh,
but I think if he loses that DRS he'll be in trouble. Oh, Rockman has very
lost
much
it
gone.
on the power.
Crispy is heavy as well. He's still in the race though, Rockman, so
I think we might
Any
see
sort of
retirement
safety car
kits here,
will
unfortunately.
help him out. Benefits of penalties. Well, Beast has got a fantastic run on Predators. Tries it round the outside, which will become the inside. He's just about got the move done there.
Darnell's on the outside as well.
Darnell's as well, trying to capitalise on Beast and Predators fighting. And it does seem as though he's got up into P3 here, and Darnell is also in Beast's situation. I wonder if he's going to do a bit of a dive bomb, thinks better of it. Oh, and Predators is still on his inside actually. And Darnell kind of squeezes him off there on the exit.
That's got Ranga to get through. And to his credit, Rockman's gone on to hard, and he's going to try and go to the end. He's not giving it just yet. Southerners at the inside of the Predators as well.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I don't think there's really any reason for Rockamad to give up, because as you say, I mean, one safety car, he's right back in the money with being on the hards. And Southerners as well, and so Predators has lost 4 positions then
like
in as many corners.
Then, to me.
Yeah, perhaps Darnell was a little aggressive there, did seemingly push Predators off, but
the movement of Southerners looks alright.
Terrible. And all this has done is really allowed Top Gunner to get some DRS and get a bit of a, not a lifeline perhaps, but get a bit of help obviously, as he's on those hards. He's not going to be quite as fast as the guys around him at the moment.
We've still got Arlia in the lead at the moment.
As fast as the guys around him, yeah, I was just about to say Beast.
He's going to be able to take him by Beast very shortly.
Pounding that Mercedes. I think DRS is back enabled as well, so this should be a relatively easy pass.
This we picked up his second penalty already, I think that is. Here comes Beast though. So we take the lead. Moves to the outside. Should get this done before braking, although I think Lee is. No, he thinks better of holding it up. He knows where his battle is.
Yeah, Beast takes a very narrow line into the corner anyway. Darnell's not going to be close enough to get the move done, so it's gonna stay. The order's top 3 going to stay as it is right now. Rockamad's pitted again for hards again, or did he have a drive through? He might have had a drive through.
Yeah, I think he had a drive through.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, speeding with it. This is going to help Beast to pull away though. With Darnell being stuck behind Arlia. Just noticed Monkey and Bean tussling for their position further down the grid. Apart from that,
got the run. He had a little look on the inside into the final corner, but he thought better of it. It's not exactly the most orthodox overtaking spot on the track as Beast sets the fastest lap. So Beast starting to stretch his legs now that he's got that lead. Got the lead back.
Ooh, I've just seen Callum
Gunner has
get past.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Looked like quite a late move at the inside, but no contact was made.
I guess he obviously doesn't want to be losing too much time.
Silly bunnies are out on Bean, I think. That's Bean again.
The Renault on the hards. Bean is rammed. Are we going to see another safety car or virtual safety car? It doesn't look like it. The Haas kept it running, kept the engine running, and I think he's still in contention at the moment. The Alpha's going to do what they did to Predators and help each other out here. It doesn't look like it.
Ranga's not close enough anyway, I don't think. If anything, Ali's going to come back at Darnell. What he does, he tries the outside. Darnell covers him off well.
Whilst all of this has been going on as well, Beast pulling away. He's 2.5 seconds ahead now already. As Liam is
getting messy behind Top Gunner.
The next driver to get past Top Gunner. Let's have a look.
Liam got past, and then that compromised Top Gunner's run through the chicane, and then Crispy, Jocko, Czech, and Dark Den all got caught up. I think Czech lost a bit of his wing, is what I could tell. It looks like they're all sort of tripping up over each other behind Top Gunner on his cards. And he's still stuck behind Arlia. He's losing lots of time to Darnell. Something is sort of struggling to keep up with him though by the looks of things. Predators just sort of keeping it consistent now. He's instantly now. He's not having to fight anyone. Although having said that, Callum McKeon's going to be looking to pass him this lap, I should think.
Is that a cue? Ranger is right in the back of the Merc, and he's got Southerners as well waiting in the wings if he makes a mistake. Bunny as well has managed to get past Zenon, and Bean retires in the pit lane. So that is Bean's final race of the season, ending on lap 10 here. Ranger does get past the Merc. Are we going to see Southerners as well trying to move up the inside? He does, and he's got it done as well. What a move then, late on the brakes, and he's now going to get the run on the Ranger.
Haven't got a nice switchback on Predators. That'll be him up into P6. So
Southerners has got the run on Ranger here, James. I think he's going to have a look here. He does. Late on the brakes.
Ranger holds
Ranger
it.
the room. Ooh, I was worried then when I saw the Alpha coming back through, but
Great drive,
both just about managed to avoid any contact.
Yeah,
so
Ranger did really well to hold it around the outside.
Choo choo, all aboard the Top Gooner train. I think those hards at the moment aren't quite fast enough for him, but I'm sure they will come into play later on in the race, as we've got Crispy. Crispy is out.
Ooh,
Crispy's retired.
That's a big impact.
I don't quite know what's happened. I think he's just hit the glitchy barrier wall.
He's not. No, he's further on from that.
Is he?
Yeah, I think
what has happened?
My guess is he's maybe been tagged or tagged someone himself, and he's just gone into that.
Yeah, the Top Gooner's just gone into AI, so I wonder who's perhaps clicking something. Liam as well is the next driver then that's coming up to the back of the Red Bull Predators. But I'm just going to skip forward to Southerners, who is only 3/10 behind Ranger, and he'll have the DRS assistance, but he's not put it up to overtake here, so I wonder if he's content with just sitting behind the Alpha for now. It does seem as though that is the case. Well. Up the inside for the Racing Point, and he gets the move done. Liam doesn't go for the move on Predators, but Jocko gets past Top Gooner.
Check's got him as well. Top Gooner's slipping down the order pretty quickly here. Billy Bunny's going to be looking to get past as soon as possible as well.
And Check's going for Jocko round the outside.
Archie there.
I think it's just perhaps
two corners has lost, or three corners lost 3 positions.
Perhaps just shows that the hards aren't the best race car around here, and I wonder if Top Gooner is going to let his teammate through here and not hold him up, as Beast picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Zenon nearly hitting the back of Top Gooner, and Czech is seemingly now the head of this train and is definitely holding them up somewhat. I wonder if he's got maybe a bit of damage or something. I think you did mention that.
Yeah, Czech lost a bit of his win earlier. I should think Top Gooner though will be able to go on softs at the end, so he'll be quick towards the end of the race if that's what he chooses to do.
I think his only issue is that the drivers that were behind him before, which was like the likes of Liam. Look how far Liam's ahead. Oh, and we've got a Merc round in the first sector. He's done well to get off the racing line.
That's our Leo.
The only Merc left in the race, actually, having said that. And Zen now tried his look on the inside there, but he didn't quite carry the speed. He's in DRS, but so is Top Gooner, and Zenon's just not close enough to his teammate, and really Gooner should be probably letting him through. Although having said that, obviously his teammate is only a reserve, and Gooner's still fighting for that P4 in the championship, so it's perhaps not in his best interest here to be playing the team game, as Monkey now is having a look around the outside of Zenon. They're going side by side. We've seen so much side by side action through the chicane. Yet again, minimal contact, so hats off to those two. And Monkey has just about got it done, but I think he just used a bit too much of the runoff there, and he's let Zenon back through.
Southerners really close to the back of Ranger now. He's closed that gap down to under 0.3 of a second. It's gone up slightly since I said that.
Yeah, they've got SLR McEwen as well for company, so he's definitely made up a bit of the time that he will have lost starting down in P10, and now they're very much in this fight for P3.
We could see
Liam's
some
been on the
double
back
overtakes
for the last few laps, but yeah, he's as close as he has been really. Bunny as well. Bunny is very close to the back of Jocko, but I think they are being held up slightly by Czech in the Williams. Southerners again, though, not getting the best of exits out of
he put it up into overtake, he could get him, but
he's got Callum now around his outside. They're going to battle here, which is giving Ranger a bit of a chance to try and pull away. And Callum dives at the inside then. Great move from him. Opportunistic, but he got it done.
I think Southerners have been caught napping there a bit. He took too long to
gotten past Jocko as well. And Dr. Zennon's got back past Monkey.
Southerners picking up a penalty. Just took too much of the inside of that game. It's so easy to do.
Liam's still not managing to get past Predators. So Predators seemingly got some very strong straight line speed here. Just out of interest, what is the position change? Predators up 12, but he is yet to pit, so I wonder what he's going to do for strategy. I wonder if Predators is going to try and do a one-stop mediums to softs or something. I don't know. I mean, his tyres aren't going to be in amazing condition at the moment.
Medium softs maybe. Oh, Ranga got
We're again going
out
to
of
have
shape there. Callum King's going to get past him, I think. Ranga
yeah,
got all out of shape in the fast right-hander of turn 3.
Yeah, he's got it past the Alpha, but Ranga's now going to have the DRS. I was just about to say we're going to have a bit of a conflict of interest because we have Liam and Bunny as well right on the back of Predators and Czech respectively. So we've now got yellow flags. I think Jocko's gone. Jocko's round. Bunny as well has managed to get past Czech. And Ranga's not going to be close enough to reply to Callum here. Liam is having a look at Predators, but yet again can't quite get past the Red Bull. Although he does seem to have gotten a pretty nice exit here. He's got the DRS. He's turned his ERS up as well. Goes to the inside. Predators does just about keep it on the track, as Liam did seem to come across him there. But the move's done, and I think Predators is starting to struggle a bit with his tyres. He has been on them for the duration of the race thus far.
I think Tolguna could still be in quite a good position here to pick up some decent points. Is Hyper going to stop getting to the stage where they're going to be better than some of these guys?
Yeah, they'll definitely be getting better.
You see Jocko in the pits.
Out of Ranga's DRS as well.
Jocko's doing hard to the end, so he didn't change his wing, so no sign of damage. I think his tyres, it looks like it's going to rain. Gone. I think that's just
we've been told dry all the way through.
into night.
Night, yeah.
This is on the back of Ranger again, but he's still not close enough.
He wasn't close enough.
We have got
Monkey and Zenon fighting though. Oh, Monkey. Don't think was quite expecting Zenon to be up the inside there, and there was a bit of contact made, but nothing too bad there. I don't think there was any damage or anything like that, and it does mean that Monkey has got back past Zenon. They're having a bit of a ding dong fire, you know, back and forth the last few laps, and it has meant that they've lost a bit of time here, and Czech seemingly has pretty good pace if he has got a bit of front wing damage, as Jadon L pits from second, so I wonder if he's going to try and get a bit of an undercut on Beast. The undercut round here is very strong, it has to be said. And Czech is also coming into pit. Don't know if you can keep an eye on that, James, and see whether he changes his wing or not. Darnell pits onto another set of mediums, so he's looking to do a similar distance on those mediums till the end. I'm pretty sure Predators is going to try and do a one-stop strategy here. He's probably got to last another 4 laps or so on these mediums though.
There's a wing change down at Williams, as you said, right? Check, getting a new wing, getting a new set of medium tyres to go to the end.
Bunny then right on the back of Predators. Didn't get the best of exits though, but he is going to have the DRS. He's got a lot of his battery saved up as well. I'm not sure if Predators has got too much to reply with here. Bunny to the inside. They're going to go side by side into the braking zone. Predators just had to back out there. Good move though from the Haas driver. And he is now up into P6. Predators doing very well to hold on. Given that I can't imagine his tyres are going to be in the best of conditions at the moment. I'm just going to go to the race leader, Beast, who's not had basically any stream time at the moment. I'm just going to check if he pits or not, if he covers off Darnell, which he does. So Beast comes into the pits from the lead. This could be a good time for Ranga to try and get an undercut on Callum, which he is going to do. Southerners as well follows Ranga through into the pits. Is anyone else coming in? Liam comes in as well. Bunny stays out an extra lap, as Predators, as does Top Gooner. Let's see where Darnell comes back out then. It's going to be closer than you think. Although I think Beast will still hold on to this lead, but he's going to be in a bit of traffic. If he's unlucky, he's going to be side by side with the Renault. I think he's just behind Top Gooner. Beast is going side by side now with the Renault, and he gets the move done. So that's a crucial move for Beast. He really needed to get past Top Gooner as soon as he possibly could.
Donald caught well over 2
yellow
seconds.
Flag set to 3. I think that's Rockamad off again. Unfortunately for him, it's not been the best of afternoons here, as Beast is already eyeing up Predators, and he's down the inside, and he is back up into P3 here.
Something's happened to Ranga because he's been jumped by Southerners.
Did he get held up perhaps by Southerners?
He might have been, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Southerners has got ahead of him, and he's now on the back of OMH. This strategy from Top Gooner is looking like it could work quite well for him. He's in a net P2, I think, at the moment. Obviously, Darnell's right on the back of him. And
Ranga's back past Southerners actually.
They're fighting each other.
Yeah, there's seemingly a bit of action going on here as they're going side by side. Ranga's just had to back out there because I think he did have a bit too much of his car off the track there, and so he couldn't really go for the move. So he's just had to back out. Obviously, he can't make the overtake with all 4 wheels off the track. Where are they going to come out in relation to Callum McKeon? I think all this fighting isn't going to help them here, as Callum is exiting the pits now. It's going to be close though, but I think Callum will still hold that advantage. He does. The gap's come down a bit, but I don't think that fighting has helped, and they stay behind the racing point. Top Gooner has got past Predators as well. Has Predators got a puncture or something? Because he's going very slowly here, Jam.
I'm trying to look. I'm trying to see. I can't tell from the off-board cameras, and the onboards aren't showing it either.
He's definitely...
No, he's not got a puncture. I think he's just struggling on his tyres.
Yeah, I mean, he's
17 laps. They're going to be screaming.
Probably got to go another lap or 2 as well, actually, before he can pit. Beast has got past Bunny as well in the meantime. I think Bunny's probably going to look to go onto the softs at the end here, actually. So this could be a strategy that works out quite nicely for him. Although, having said that, all the guys around him will be having the opportunity to get an undercut. But I guess if there were to be a safety car in the next couple of laps, that could play into the hands of the Haas driver very nicely here.
So I know with a penalty, I think that I'm not sure if that's his first or not.
Ranger's starting to lose a bit of time as well to Southerners. Bunny pits now, so I'm not sure if he is going to pit for the softs.
As they as well, they'll go softs to the end.
Struggle to last the distance. They do, but the softs won't be in great nick by the end of the race.
Well, Preds did 18, 19 laps on his leading, so do you think half the distance?
Oh, we got a Renault off.
Gone.
Top Gooner's gone. Is that Top Gooner?
Yeah,
What's
it
happened
was.
to him?
I think he just lost it on the curb.
Seemed to have come to a stop on the side of the track.
Yeah, I think he lost it on the curb.
Oh, that is really unfortunate for the Renault driver, because it was looking like a one-stop strategy that could really help, really work for him, and a VSC has come out.
The Alfa Romeo drivers are going to be celebrating that one, I think, unfortunately. Top Gunner with no win, yeah, he's
doesn't look like Renault will be scoring many, if any, points this evening. Just be interesting to just see how Bunny and Predators progress, both being on the soft compound of tyres. Ranger's managed to close back in a little bit to Southerners as well. The gap had nearly gone up to a second, but seemingly Southerners losing a bit of time to Ranger on the restart there. Liam in a world of his own up in P6. We've not really focused on him too much this race, but he's doing a very good job here in P6. He's just picked up a penalty though there, so commentator's curse working its magic again by the looks of things. Top Gunner does pit. I'd imagine he'll go softs to the end, but it's going to be a struggle to get points from the position that he's now in. Monkey is right on the back of Czech, and Czech is moving very aggressively to the inside of the corner. It seemed like Czech moved a bit late there, and now Bunny is right on the back of them on those fresh softs. Medium, so I wonder if maybe he didn't have any fresh softs left.
Maybe. Yeah.
So then Bunny, is he going to get the run? It doesn't look like it. Monkey's got a very good exit out of that hairpin onto the straight. And he's going side by side with Czech, but yeah, as you say, here comes Bunny.
Well, he's got both of them.
Goes to the inside, and Monkey's lagged back a bit there. It seemed as though... Oh, Bunny and Monkey come together on the exit. And now Czech's got the pair of them back again. Bunny took a very narrow line through the chicane.
Perhaps was a
bit too eager on the power there, and there was a bit of contact made. Bunny and Czech going side by side through the final sector. Bunny's got the move done though, and is now up to P7, but there's a big gap between himself and Liam. So I have a feeling that might be the best that the Haas driver can manage here tonight, unless there is a safety car or something like that. So then the top 5 unchanged, the top 6 unchanged really for the last few laps ever since the pit stops. The closest battle in that top 6, and in fact the closest battle on track, is between Ranger and Southerners, but it's still not really close enough to warrant an overtake or the chance of an overtake here.
I think he might be going for it here though. He's really low on his ERS though. Falls to the outside. Can he get it slowed down nicely? Southerners sticks it at the inside, but he thinks
yeah, again going side by side
out of it
through that chicane.
all this is allowing Liam to slowly creep up on them as well.
Obviously, penalties as well could play a big factor, a big role in the outcome of this race.
Right, so I've just got the joint constructors up. As it stands, Renault are 46 points ahead of Alfa Romeo, but obviously Alfa Romeo here are going to get 30 points as it stands before penalties, and Renault getting none, even though Zennin is in the points. Of course, being a reserve, he's not going to score, so that's going to bring the gap right now.
I'm not sure he's going to score for much longer anyway, because he's got Predators on the softs right behind him. Bunny just set past his lap as well.
A pretty good job, I'd say. Zennin on the whole, his first race in Div 2, and he's still in the points for the moment. Southerners now really needs to use up some of his ERS to get Ranga back. Ranga's extremely low. He's going to be struggling, I think, for a little bit of pace down the straights anyway.
Perhaps we know something, or Southerners, knows something that we don't. Perhaps Ranga has an extra time penalty or something. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just sort of trying to come up with a plausible explanation. Predators has got his way past Zennin as well, so he's now into P10. So that one-stop strategy at the moment seemingly working pretty well for him. Darnell has just started to close up to Beast as well a little bit. I wonder if that's just Beast taking it a bit easier, or whether perhaps Darnell is sort of showing some good pace here. I mean, obviously he's showing good pace because he's in P2, but you know what I mean. I mean, Beast has been challenged pretty much the whole of this race.
Alpha have given him everything now. They're telling him turn up the engine to the max and go after him.
Monkey is pitting as well. Monkey's just pitted.
That puts Zennin back up.
I wonder why he's done that.
Bit of damage, yeah, he's changing his wing. He must have got damage somewhere that we've missed, unfortunately.
Southerners again then, just happy to sit behind Ranga.
I know I've seen Ranga pick up at least one penalty, and the same for Southerners, but I'm not sure if they have more.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Liam pick up 2 as well, and he's closing in on them, so...
Liam's closing quite a bit on them.
Yeah, unless these two pick up another penalty, I think unfortunately Liam's not going to be a factor in this battle. Not at the end, but obviously on the track he could still be a factor, of course. Southerners still with so much more ERS, he's got a massive advantage in that respect compared to Ranga, but Ranga seems to have pretty good raw pace.
Hang on, did you guess the top 3?
No, I said
I could have sworn you did.
I put Monkey in third instead of Callum, but yeah,
I knew you had
the
someone
top 2
that was
being
a bit
great.
further down on the grid.
I've jinxed Ranga there.
Yeah.
Commentator curse. He's picked up another penalty, so maybe that does bring Liam into play slightly. It certainly means
definitely closing in on the back of these two.
I believe that will mean Southerners moves it to P4, although I really don't have a clue on that. I won't look at the penalties, I won't spoil anything. We'll keep it nice and natural in that respect.
It's definitely died down a bit. I think everyone's sort of... The strategy has been quite open here. Obviously we've got the guys on the hards, the softs and the mediums at the moment. And it's kind of meant that the field's spread out and there's not really a great deal of action going on. This is the closest battle on track. And we've been with it a couple of laps now. It is Ranga and Southerners fighting for P4. Monkey is retired in the pits. So that is his season done and dusted there with a retirement. Not what he was hoping for, but obviously I think some events that occurred today perhaps out of his control have resulted in him calling it a day early there. 4
Yeah,
laps.
Liam's gap to the
4 laps to go.
Liam's gap to the other two just not really coming down anymore. I think maybe his tyres have well, no, it should have been.
Someone's got another penalty there.
Someone's picking up a penalty. I think he could be on the same as Ranga now. That could be, so they could still be fighting for this on track. I'm sure either way, they'll want to finish ahead of the other. But this just might be closing in on, check this out, towards the end of the race as well.
He gained a couple of tenths that last lap, so I wonder if those tyres are already starting to perhaps go off a little bit.
So this could be close enough to make a move here. Having said that, he doesn't seem to get the best of exits. That's one thing you've got to praise Ranger on, I think, among others really, is he gets great exits on every straight season. He's picking up a penalty. I think that might be his first of the race. I'm pretty sure Darnell's got one as well.
Beast's already got one. Beast's already had one. So that's Beast's second penalty.
Did he? Wow, really? That could be him.
That could be important.
Potentially throwing away a win, although I don't want to say anything too early. Kind of just doing enough here to keep Suns at bay, despite still not having really any ERS to play with.
Liam as well, James, sorry, is just, he's dropped off a little bit more as well, so...
He starts to struggle. I don't think the tyres will be too bad though. I think maybe he's just pushing a bit too hard. Predators has caught quite a substantial amount to check this lap. We'll be seeing a late move from him into P8.
So 3 laps to go for this season. It's been a long season, 21 races, and now we're down to the final 3 laps.
Yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's finishing in the same way it started, with Beast winning. I believe he won the first race, didn't he? He was definitely on the podium anyway.
No, Smoke won the first race in Australia.
Oh yeah, but
sure.
Beast, I think Beast won the podium. I don't know.
Yeah, Freeman's just reminded me there to ask you a vote for driver of the day. Those of you watching, I think Callum
bring up the position
got to be a
change
pretty
as well,
strong contender. I think
if anyone
Beast
wants
has
that.
Beast has had a pretty flawless race, although I think he might have more penalties than Darnell. Either way, we've got Southerners who thinks about a move at the inside of Ranga.
He's heard the driver of the day
now.
being mentioned, and he's getting a move on now. He's trying to get the move done. throw his name into the hat. Throw his hat into the ring, whatever the phrase is.
Throw his hat into the name.
Yeah, ring into the hat. Alright then. 2 laps to go now, and
I think
Darnell
it's
has
now or never for
again
Southerners,
started
really.
to gain a bit of time to Beast.
I think Southerners just
you
have
say
to
that,
find the
but-
CRS that he's saved up.
It may actually
still
benefit
just-
Southerners to stay behind for one more lap.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
get Ranger on the last lap, so he can't reply.
I don't want to jinx him here, but I think Darnell might end up winning this race if he can stick within 3 seconds of Beast. And that would be a great
I don't
boost
know.
for
We've
Alpha.
said it before,
but
though.
yeah,
We've
we'll
said
have
it
to wait
before.
and see. Southern is still not close enough, I don't think, to make a move. He keeps in 2 on his ERS mode that whole straight. He just needs to go for it, I feel. Yeah, Scott, I think something that was perfectly reminding us as well to give a shout out to Dr. Zen. He's come up to Div 3 for this race, and he's in the points at the moment. It's looking like he's going to finish in the points. Unfortunately, that's not going to give Renault a point for the joint constructors, but either way, from a personal perspective, that's a great race from him.
And he's also got 5 positions from where he started as well, so
the
5 positions from where he started, that's pretty impressive as well.
Yeah. I just feel Sevens needs to go for it now. He's got so much ERS to play with. Unless he is, like you say, just going to wait for the last lap and go for it then.
Ranger's definitely Losing a bit of time here.
We've got Beast
Southerners
starting
is
the
as
last
close
lap
as he
of the
has
race,
been.
the last lap of the season for Div 2, and for himself, I should think, unless he gets the call up for Div 1 on Sunday. Liam picked up another penalty. Southerners still right on the back of Ranga. Predators is close to check as well. That'll be one to look out for on this final lap.
I think Predators is also a good shout for driver of the day. He's seemingly going to make this one-stop strategy work, and he's going to be up at least 9 positions from the end of the race.
It's now or never then for Southerners. He's got so much battery to play with, he just needs to turn it up. He finally turns it up on the straight.
I don't think he's going to be close.
Trying to break the slipstream. He might have to do it on the second straight. He's gaining. He thinks about a move to the inside, but has to pull back onto the racing line.
He needs to get a good exit here, though.
Which he does.
Doesn't get a bad one, but
no, not at all. He's going to go for it here, definitely. We've got a Mercedes off in sector 1. Southerners to the outside.
Ranga shows him the outside.
Ranga's going to try and pull it back at the other side. He cuts too much of that corner, though. Southerners gave him plenty of room, and now Ranga's just cut in all the corners. He gets back ahead, but I should think now Southerners will have the advantage. Ranga's squeezing Southerners. They're still side by side.
We forced him off the track as well.
Southerners got a penalty there for that. Looked a bit naughty, but either way, Beast is going to win.
Just.
Not quite close.
So he did have one. He did have an extra penalty.
We've got Callum McEwen in third. Ranga's going to cross the line fourth, and he keeps it on penalties
as well. That penalty that Southerners got them being squeezed off the track.
It goes up to 4 on penalties.
What? Hello.
Wow. Out of nowhere.
Buddy up to 4.
Oh my god! Wow.
He couldn't have had one then. I don't think. Predators has also gone up to P8 on penalties. He didn't manage to get past check on track, but he did.
Then he's going to get a point on his debut. I think that's a great result from him.
Jocko's going to come home P11. Mate, she said he'd need a miracle to get points, and he's not quite going to tonight. P12 for him. But there you have it then. A fitting way, perhaps, to end the season with your champion winning the final race with a champion's drive. It has to be said, commanding performance. The only real sort of blotch on that would be perhaps the fact that he got an extra penalty to Darnell in second, but it didn't matter in the end then. Beast wins the final race of the season. Darnell in second and Callum in third. Have we got some votes for driver of the day? Oh yeah, there you go. Wow, Bunny, no penalties. Liam, Southerners, Ranga all had 9 seconds.
Freeman's
Predators didn't have any either.
Freeman's vote for Predators.
Classic.
That's the only vote.
Classic Predators. No penalties. One-stop strategy as well. Very good drive from him. It has to be said.
Big points for Alpha as well. That's going to make the rest of the weekend pretty spicy for the joint constructors. They gained a solid 28 there before penalties. Of course, before the steward, someone could be moving up or down positions. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, 28 points for them. That's going to put the gap down to about 13, I think. Wait, I'm not doing my maths right there. It was 45, and they gained 28. It was 45 in the game.
I don't know. Are you
that
getting
makes
the
17. That makes it 17.
top 3 in the party, mate?
I will try and do so now, yeah. I was too busy being off at maths as usual. We'll get Ranga in here as well. We know Ranga looks a good chat.
Oh no, what a race. Yeah. Want to see what a race, yeah.
Trying to get some more in the party, but we've got the top 3 for now, which is good enough. If you all tick your box, you're all willing to have a little chat with us.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll start with. I'm still so tempted to say Callum McKeon, but I keep getting told it's McEwen, so I'm going to say Callum McKeon and hope that's right. if you want to have a little chat with us, mate. Yeah, it looked like you got a bit unlucky with that penalty in qualifying, but made up for it in the race. A solid drive from you. Didn't really see that much of you, to be honest, on the stream. It looked like you just kept it quiet, kept it clean, and got up onto the podium. So if you just want to run us through how it was for you.
Yeah, I mean, I got lucky with people just making mistakes. That's why I didn't really have any battles. After everyone got out of the way, it was just an open field. Didn't really see anyone.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say about your race, to be honest. 'Cause, yeah, like I say, unfortunately, we didn't really catch much of you, but either way, I'm sure you'll be pleased with that. Another podium, another strong result to round off the season.
Yeah, glad, especially after that penalty. I was a bit annoyed with that, but it is what it is.
So, congratulations to you. I think we've got a couple votes for you for driver of the day as well. It looks like we've only got one for Predators. Looks like a couple for you. So I think as well, 10th to 3rd after you got unlucky in quality. So I think if we're not getting any more votes yet, Merckx has put in one for you as well. So I think that's you drive of the day as well. So congratulations.
Yeah, just that.
We'll move on to Darnell then. I'll let Harry do Beast at the end if you like, and I'll interview Darnell quickly.
Ooh.
So it finally looks to say you got a bit of luck. I know you just said to Beast, I'm not sure if that was on stream, but you just said to Beast you miscalculated the penalties. But either way, solid points for Alpha. That's going to really put the pressure on now for the drunk constructors, and you finally seem to get a bit of luck on your side and get a solid result.
Yeah, I think Nürburgring definitely a solid race. It was quite accurate. Beast controlled it really. I couldn't really get under 2.5, and then like towards the end, Jeff told me that he had another 3-second penalty, and I completely misjudged that I needed to stay within 3 seconds, and it ended up being 4 tenths off the win. But that aside, he deserved it anyway. It was the champion's drive really, and yeah, good points for me. Good consistent race.
Yeah, well, it looked like a really solid drive from your end of it. Kept out of trouble, and yeah, like you say, I think humbling defeat there. A champion's drive from Beast.
Yeah, I don't feel like I lost a win at all. Yeah, it's good.
Alright then, that brings us on to Beast, and how if you wanna go through that.
Okay, Beast, Champions Drive, as James said from yourself, rather reminiscent actually of the race that Hamilton had here in real life at the back end of last season. Rather dominated it has to be said. We were sort of saying that the only real sort of blotch on the race was perhaps picking up an extra penalty to Darnell, but other than that it was a pretty flawless drive from yourself.
Yes, yeah. I don't even know where to start. Quality was decent. Then obviously at the start of the race, when Darnell jumped me off the start, I thought we was in for a pretty good battle. Unfortunately, it didn't play out because we haven't really battled all season. Then, yeah, like you say, when I picked up that the 3-second penalty, I was a bit worried he'd kind of just stay in that window, but I just managed to extend the gap so that he was just out of it. I think it was like 4 tenths in the end.
Yeah.
It was a close one. But it was a great race.
Yeah. As well, so I'd like to take the time to obviously congratulate you on the championship, because we weren't able to speak with you last week. But yeah, just any thoughts on the season as a whole?
It's been amazing. Obviously, battling with the likes of Smoke, Crispy, Ranga, Darnell, Southerners, Callum. I've probably missed people. Sorry.
Clock.
Clock. Of course, yes. There was Coop. Who's that?
Just that guy is second in the championship.
But yeah,
Not him.
overall, great season.
But yeah, just want a quick chat with Ranga as well. That's why I sort of brought you in. Obviously, I'm sure you'll be gunning for the joint constrictors, and you and Darnell have done your job today with P2 and P5 respectively. Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, it was a good race to finish on. I think quite a few people today have shown why they're being considered for the elite division next season, which is really good to see. I think Division 2's come a long way, really. No, yeah, good way. Oh, come on, man. I'm not like I'm complimenting people, and it's good. Like, particularly the likes of you, you've come a long way in one season. Like, obviously, Darnell started in Div 1 and had a bit of took a little bit while to get going, but he's really shown some great pace, and he's been an absolute dream as a teammate. And then you've got Callum, obviously, who's obviously started the season in Div 3. We can't forget, and look at him now. So it's brilliant advert for Div 2. I've thoroughly enjoyed racing with him. As well, I had a really good battle with Southerners today. It was nice. I think that's been brewing for a while, to be fair. I think they're relatively similar pace, so it was nice to have a bit of a scrap today. I didn't really want a boring race, considering it was the last race. I was trying to beat Preds in the championship, but that doesn't look like it's happened. But fair enough to him. He's shown again today where he is. Maybe he's not got the fastest one lap pace in the division, but he's so consistent. He just doesn't pick up pens. So fair enough to him. Just to be honest, congratulations to everyone. What's been a really solid season. We've had I think we've had maybe like one or two moments here and there, but I guess who hasn't? Yeah, it's been awesome. I actually want to take the opportunity to just congratulate Beast again for his unbelievable driving this season. I'd also like to publicly thank all 4 Div 2 admins. They've been world class this year. Absolutely brilliant how organised they are and how much work people don't really understand goes on behind the scenes to make sure everything's ready for a Friday. It's just incredible. I get to see it all in the Discord. I don't really have to do that much because they're all doing it. Literally, I'll wake up and I'll look at my phone and there'll be about 50 notifications from just pinging back and forth, organising who needs to do what, so on and so forth. It's amazing. So thank you to all of them. And also just quickly want to thank the 2 of you boys, Ham and Jam, for commentating, basically making Div 2 streams your own for this, particularly the second part of the season and even before that. I've loved watching them back, and it's fantastic to see. It's been fantastic to see you boys. Obviously, you've definitely improved as commentators as well. You're now fantastic commentators. You really are. So the best commentator award on Wednesday is going to be very hard.
That's the thing.
Obviously, you've got that chemistry. You just bounce off each other. It's obvious. You can just hear it. I mean, it was just going to happen anyway. But no, fantastic boys. Thank you to everyone who's involved.
Can I just point out as well that I was you rang, you'll know this more than anyone, but I was 0.4 seconds off changing a gamer tag.
Oh, don't. Sorry, Ranga. Do you know what? I actually kind of I forgot that, and I was actually quite happy with the race outcome, but now I'm quite sad. So
You'll have to wait.
I'm good now.
Alright then. Yeah, it is. What a fitting way though, I think, to end the season with Beast, the champion, winning the race. The Racing Point as well on the top step yet again, which is as well rather fitting considering they were the Constructors champions as well. Unfortunately though, you won't be seeing Beast in this division again next season, as that comes with winning the championship. He will be promoted. Maybe a few of the others in this party will. You never know. But that is time for tonight. And be sure to tune in for the final race of Division 3 and the final race of Division 1 on Saturday and Sunday. And then, of course, stay tuned for the new season, which will be coming in hopefully a couple of months' time or so. So, thank you and good night.
Good night.
Get me on arc.
That's now.